I hate to break the fishing news after Remchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down, Remchuk.
Yep.
All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
The lighting looks very good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crisp.
It looks like...
You look white.
Is it a glow from the cat food you had earlier?
You do look white.
You look pale from the cat food.
So the tough part was that, so I decided, how do I wash this down? Wanted something high acidity to cut through whatever I just put in my body. So I had a can of Coke. I kept burping throughout the show and just like getting the little salty hints.
So while you're eating cat food, for those who aren't paying attention, you had to eat a tin of cat food.
I didn't
A
have to
whole
eat a tin.
tin?
No, one bite. And it was sizable.
It was a hulking.
What kind did you have? Did you get to choose? Like they have different flavors.
I went to the store.
Chalmers, let me ask the questions. I'm the cat food commissioner here.
I want you love you guys that weren't here to take a swing at what cat food that Tyler chose, because
Pedigree.
I found it was going to be not like maker type, but
Don't
like
jump ahead.
flavor.
Let me hit him with the line of
Because
questioning here. Just
you picked an interesting one.
Yep.
It didn't live up to what he was hoping it would be.
All right,
No.
Barbara Walters.
yeah.
Have at her.
Did you pick the flavor and the brand, or was it presented to you?
Picked.
And what did you select?
So I thought, like when I had a cat, he used to have like the cans I thought were always marked like shredded or pate, and pate was looking like a puck, and shredded would be like shredded. And I thought I was getting shredded because I was like, it's just gonna be little chunks of like chicken and stuff, right? I'll load up, I'll slip it down, and it'll be good. I got chicken and gravy,
Not that bad.
but it was a pat.
It's
Theoretically.
yep.
I like chicken. I like gravy.
Sure.
And
I like
why
meow
did you,
mix.
and why did
Please
you get
deliver.
the gravy? What was the gravy?
The
that
thinking
got you
was it
excited?
makes it slippery, and you just slide it down.
Yeah.
Right? Logical. It was pate, not shredded.
We're already off course.
I don't know if it was a mislabel or if this company doesn't clearly label shredded or pate. When I opened it up, it was not what I thought it was going
You
to be.
did buy off-brand though.
I went
Yes.
Compliments brand.
Oh, yeah, this was my
You
other question.
did.
Yeah, like
Well, you
Why?
didn't.
You
So
should've
you
bought the
didn't
best
treat
of the
yourself to a
best.
fancy feast? Like, why did you take generic branding?
I didn't think it mattered.
I would have gotten the one that says real chicken, like like
fancy
the best of the
feast.
best.
It's like one can $16.
So, like,
Fancy feast.
Some people were tweeting me being like, why didn't you splurge? Someone was like, there's places where you can like go get cat food and they're just like, they fry up a chicken breast and put it in
Couldn't
some
you
sauce
get like
for you.
Have you
slab of salmon on a cedar plank and call that cat food?
Yeah.
If you get it
have
from
you
the right
used
place?
up your expense claims for the month or something? What
Sometimes
was
cats
going
eat a
on?
Big Mac.
I don't know. I just went in. I was like, that looks fine to me. Like,
Yeah.
chicken and
Okay.
gravy, grab
I mean,
it.
it's one bite.
So you got a house brand puck, chicken and gravy. You untin it. Do you get hit
Room
by a stink?
immediately stinks.
Stinks.
Stinks like
This
delicious
whole
chicken.
room.
There was
stunk.
like 10 people in the room too for this.
There's a diffuser going on outside right now. First time I've ever seen one.
I had to go throw the garbage out. I switched the garbage. The spoon I used went in the trash too. I'm down a spoon.
Nation office is buzzing out there. Probably about 8, 9 people working away on their laptops. I said, "What's this for? This smells nice." And they're every single one of the cat food. I was like, "Oh, that was today, huh?"
So now describe to me the scoop you took. Were you eating you had a fork,
A spoon.
spoon,
Just a normal like
a
dinner.
bite?
Yeah, so I cut into
Table
it.
or tea? This is important.
Table.
Yeah.
I can attest.
So it was, again, like, I thought if it was shredded, I could just skim and
I'm
just...
thinking cranberry jelly at Thanksgiving. Is that the
you're,
consistency?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Or like a beef pate or something that
Yeah.
you would get like dip crackers
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I do like good pate.
So full scoop.
Yep.
You didn't cheap out and just
No.
take a taste.
So Mike McKenna's advice to me was just take it like a shot, right? Don't chew it.
Wow, that's a
What?
heaping
What?
spoonful.
Who is Mike McKenna that he's throwing cat
like, "I used
food
to be a
eating
cat."
tips
Well,
out?
He was like, I've eaten disgusting stuff. He's like, you don't want it stuck in your teeth. You just want it down and out and have a good chase. So I was like, okay, cut into it, put it in my mouth, gagged immediately. And then I realized it was too big for me to just throw down. So I was like, fuck, I gotta bite this thing. Bit once.
That's a sound clip.
That's what she
Severe
said,
Brett.
for sure. Severe Brett, yeah.
Bit once. Gagged again.
Flavor explosion? Was there like the consistency when you bit in? It was like, bleh.
So imagine gravy flavoring, but
this-
something made it taste sour.
So
Oh, no.
my question, that was going to be my question. Like,
rancid meat.
did it make you sick because you knew it was cat food, or was there a moment in there where you were like, if I didn't know this was cat food,
Yes.
I probably wouldn't feel so bad. Like feel so
I'll be
sick
the next
about
question
it.
in the scrum for the big man. You go ahead.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like maybe if you presented that in a certain way,
Like the way I wanted to.
like or maybe like if you fried it a little bit, and it was,
Like a
hot.
5-star Michelin restaurant with a plate with like all these little sauces on the
Yeah,
side.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to make like a flight of cat food. But then yesterday in the chat on Oilers Nation Every Day, they were like, well, Bag Milk, you can't elevate the bet unless you're about to join in on it. So I said, you know what, Tyler, let's kick this down the road. Let's say a month. And then I will jump in on this with you. We'll raise a bunch of money for charity. And we'll just go bite for bite until we're done.
I got a
You're
good
going to eat
idea.
a whole tin of cat food.
Why not?
I would have for
Why
charity,
not
yeah.
a flight of like 4 things?
That's what I wanted to do.
But 3 of them are actually like mashed up real
Other
like chicken.
pâtés.
No,
And you have to
like
pick
something
which one's the
really
cat
good.
food.
And then you have to take a bite
Oh,
of
it's like
one.
roulette.
It's like roulette. You don't know which
Yep.
one's the cat food.
I would have been down.
So my
Raise money for charity. I would have done it for sure.
My line here was not how can I make a charity benefit from this or how can I make this better. My thinking was let's get it over with.
Can you, having eaten cat food, pretend it's something like where you're like, oh, this tastes like this I've had before? Did it taste like anything you've ever eaten willingly?
It didn't taste like chicken, but it had kind of, again, like it was salty. So when I think of chicken, I don't think of salty.
No.
When I think of salty, I think of
Salty
like,
and sour and gravy.
That's kind of where I was going, like a mind over
pork
matter
or-
situation where
But maybe he eats it and he's like, oh, this actually tastes like something.
Because that's what happened last year on the BCast when people were donating to the Edmonton Food Bank and then they would make a recommendation of something I had to eat. So I ate a bunch of dog food last year and it was mind over matter. And then one thing, I ate a full jerky treat for a dog. And if my BPP was high enough,
you would have thought it was real.
I might have just go into the bag and grab one, you know?
Interesting.
Now, do you feel like compelled or the urge to want to scratch the carpet now?
Or show us your beehole.
I saw there was a loose string somewhere and I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, no, Tyler, you
He's
don't
been
want to play with that.
He's been staring at birds outside the whole time.
Who's got a laser pointer?
Please be careful with those.
No.
beer
I'm
straws.
moving this hat here because it was over there and I'm
Okay.
blocking it. And so
Okay.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, like again, people were saying in the chat because I obviously never want to
How were
experience
the
that
views?
again. The views were good because Frank Saravalli tweets out to his 250,000 followers right before the show, "Hey everyone, look what's happening." Then a bunch of other reporters are replying,
Come
being like, "Why? I'm not watching this. He shouldn't do this."
Oh, who knew? You got more viewers when you put out an alert that it's happening.
Oh, we'll
Who
get
knew?
to that. We'll get to that.
Who fucking knew?
My other favorite part about this is, like Jay said, there was 10 of us in this room when this was happening, taking videos, snapping pictures, and in the Nation content group chat, Tyler's like, I don't want any of this out on the internet.
You can't do that. That's not your choice.
I know it's not my choice. I just don't. I was worried when Frank sent out that tweet that like this was going to be a thing where like 5 years from now I'm whatever, and people are still like
Probably.
cat food boy.
Probably.
Well, maybe this gets picked up in Boston.
I thought Pete Blackburn was going to hop in on it a little bit, but then people in the chat were like, you got to do this every year. Like, you got to pick one outlandish
Every
thing.
hour.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I really want that.
So you're like, I'm going to eat cat food and I'm going to keep it on the low by doing it at work surrounded by cameras
live show.
and proper lighting.
Yeah.
I see.
No.
Yep.
But next year, I think I would.
And a bunch of people with their phones out.
Yeah.
What, does it give you cat brain? What's going on over there? Cat brain. Right now you're looking at a picture of a fish. And you're like,
Do you feel like right now after eating the cat food and doing this show that this like 3-day break is kind of a welcome break for you? Is anybody else feeling like exhausted and it's only been 5 days?
you want to know how I found out it was a 3-day break? Woke up this morning, crack of dawn as you do. Got my meme ready that I had. Hilarious. A lady with 6 fingers. It's real. And I go, game 6. And I go to do something. And I come back, 48 comments. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And everyone's like, you idiot, you idiot. There's no games till Saturday.
You should eat cat food.
You
You're
love
so
cat
wrong.
food. You're a cat.
Cat brain.
And I'm like, sorry, thinking of your Remchuk. He's the cat. Anyways, my faux pas was all on me.
Yeah, this break is odd.
It's very odd.
Why is it happening? I don't understand.
LA Clippers and the Lakers taking over the
Clippers
stadium.
are out, are they not?
Yeah, so the
Well,
ironic thing
That's what's
is
funny
When they
about
started this series, they didn't have the dates.
they had no. This was the way it was set because they knew they had to keep both Thursday and Friday open for Lakers Clippers potentially, And the thing is, Lakers and Clippers ended. So they could have played this game tonight because Crypto.com Arena is open. But
And they can play it tomorrow.
They couldn't plan that way. So now we have a game on Saturday, 3-day break, and the NHL still hasn't told us what
9
time it's
a.m.
at.
on Saturday, Pacific.
We don't know
at
what time it is
KC
on
Twin
Saturday?
Arenas.
No, so it's funny. Like Gregor tweeted, it's like depending on how many games go on Saturday, it could be at 8 p.m. or it could be at 2 p.m.
So can I walk you through? I did this on Owen every day. So if people listen to that and are listening to this, it'll be redundant. But here's how I think it kind of goes.
Most of the shows are redundant.
Yeah. I think the idea that the Oilers are going to play at 2 o'clock it doesn't make sense to me for like legitimate reasons, not just like I hate an afternoon playoff game kind of thing. If the Leafs force game 6, they play that night. They're going to be 5 o'clock. They'll be 5 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Eastern. Lock it in.
They could still be 5 o'clock if we're 2 o'clock.
Okay, sure.
Wait a minute. Yes.
But why would they force and shoehorn Edmonton in at 2 if it's only Oilers and Leafs on Canadian TV? They'd go 5 and 8. Drop the puck at 8:20. Boom, you're good, right? Mm-hmm. The issue's Winnipeg, because if Winnipeg wins tonight and forces a game 6 on Saturday,
They're not winning.
okay, but if they do, because I agree, I don't know if I agree, but anyways, if they win and force a game 6, then when does Winnipeg get to play? Because that central time zone messes with Edmonton way more.
Well,
Can
and
I add in the who cares? Well, Winnipeg. plays.
but here's the thing. Last Saturday, all 4 games played one after another.
Yep.
They've set the time for the Devils-Rangers game
It's
at
6.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Meaning that if you're doing the back, that's
Yeah.
kind of right in the middle, though. How
But
does that make any sense?
So Sportsnet doesn't or won't want Edmonton and Winnipeg to be playing at the same time, or Winnipeg and Toronto to be playing at the
No,
same time,
right.
which is why the idea of an afternoon games come in. But it makes way more sense. Again, the game's in Winnipeg, so why would you not put that at 3 o'clock Central,
Yeah.
2 o'clock Mountain? Then it could fly right into Leafs and then get to Edmonton at 8. Because if you put Winnipeg at 8 Mountain, that's 9 Central
Yeah, that's
to
not
avoid
good.
a conflict with the Leafs. I don't think there's a chance the Oilers are playing in the afternoon.
Now, your Ramcheck, I'm a huge fan of bass fishing. Mm-hmm. So I like to watch Sportsnet at 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. Are you telling me my bass fishing is going to be preempted?
The Steel semifinals, the regional Steel.
You're familiar. You're familiar with the season?
Lumberjack competition will not be available that day. You'll have to watch it on OLN.
You'll have to watch it on streaming through your toaster.
Yeah. But I think the Oilers are going to play at 8 no matter what. Because
I hope so.
do you catch my line of thinking?
8?
Like,
Oh,
of
but
course.
what if
They
Winnipeg
should
doesn't
start.
play?
They should start east and work west and go get that game. That game.
if
that
Winnipeg
game.
doesn't play, then you stick Edmonton at 8 and you're good.
Like, as much as I don't care about the East, the shame is the East is not getting any of this series,
No, they're not.
which is a shame.
You potentially at a mid like a 2 o'clock start here is 1 in LA. You
Ally.
LI. I think. I mean, it makes a ton of sense to
Americans love a 1 p.m. start.
do the Leafs game first.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, so like if you were to go Edmonton, then Toronto, then Winnipeg, so not only do you have Winnipeg potentially starting at like 9 o'clock Central, like that's crazy, but also the Oilers-Kings game is in LA. If you're going to start that at 2 o'clock Mountain, you have a 1 o'clock start for the people in LA? That doesn't make a ton of
They're
sense.
used to that. They're football fans.
I
9
know.
o'clock Central is what they've been doing to our games pretty much.
I know, but our game's not Winnipeg's games.
Right.
Yeah, because that's 9 p.m. local in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what, it's watch party Saturday. It's just a matter of what kind of
It's
a
just,
day that
are
is.
we
for us
drinking
right
in the
now.
sun or are we drinking when the sun
Exactly.
goes down?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'll be good patio weather.
Oh, it'll be great patio weather. Best of the year.
So is someone like hammering something outside?
Yeah.
Coombs
Coombs
gone
is
full beach
playing
ball.
hacky
Sort these
sack with a
fuckers
beach
out. Hold on.
ball.
Okay.
Recording a podcast for dozens of listeners.
I love an afternoon game in the regular season. Love it. You know me.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Love a beer and the sun's up, all that. In the playoffs, it sucks. It sucks. I want to have the whole day building up hype for that hockey game.
Stressing out.
I want to be driving around the city with people honking with their car flags. I want to see jerseys everywhere. And then I want the Oilers to win, eliminate the Kings, and I want to drink until 2 in the morning at Greta.
How many Oilers fans, if it is an afternoon game, take the narrative? We don't play well in the afternoon. The NHL's screwing
It's
us
already
over. Are people already doing that?
Yeah, the fact that it's being
God,
suggested,
people
it's
are-
already.
I want a weird carpet-covered tree in the corner of the room I
We're
can climb
good.
for exercise.
We're good on matinees on the road.
Yeah.
We fixed that, I think.
Yeah, we did.
On the road, it's at Edmonton is the problem.
Maybe I'd like to wear a little bell so you guys will know when I'm coming.
Can you imagine if I did that for the watch party?
You're slowly turning into a cat.
He's just like grooming himself.
Just
in the corner
do
of
weird
Greta.
cat things. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Amber's like, you haven't showered in a week. I'm like, well, I've been cleaning
I've
myself.
never been cleaner.
Yeah.
And then you just pop
Cough up
down
a
and just be
ball,
like,
cough a ball of air.
Never been cleaner.
So anyways, I'm excited for game 6.
Very.
You're going to be
game-
Greta?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let
Yeah,
me ask
I'm coming
you.
with JR, and
I'm
I
hosting,
think
yep.
we were trying to get the wives there, but I don't know if that's working out so far. But no matter what, the boys are going to be in town.
And
man,
would you
that's all
like
matters.
to bring Cowboy Chris on ON every day
Yes.
Saturday?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Now, my
Yes,
question
I
about
would.
Cowboy Chris, because I saw he made an appearance at the arena.
Yeah.
Your people behind you can't be thrilled when a 10-gallon hat strolls in and sits down.
I will come to Cowboy Chris's defense. He was very courteous. He asked everyone behind, is this blocking your view?
That's nice
If it
of you.
is, I'll take it off.
Because you walk in and sit down, I'm like,
Yep.
great.
Gentleman Cowboy.
Hey,
So the minute
gentlemen,
I sat down in the seat, I looked to the people directly behind us,
Yep.
and I said, "You guys, if this blocks your view, just tell me. I'll take it off."
That is not the Cowboy Chris I've grown up knowing. That,
So-
that guy will fight you.
Okay,
if you
so
look at him.
but here's how much I think about this stuff. They said, no, it's fine. Game hadn't even started yet. About 3 minutes, 4 minutes into the game, I know that people's tendencies in those moments is to be polite and say it's fine. So I let a little bit of the game go by and re-asked.
And I think there was a point where he actually took your hat off. And they're like, dude, why'd you take your hat off? Put it back on.
At one point, I took it off. I think it was just nervous fidgeting.
where did
at
you
this
learn
point.
this level of respect? The range?
Cowboy code.
Well, so
Range.
hockeyfights.com and Hockey Fights Instagram account put a photo
That was so
of
fucking
a
funny.
cowboy and somebody who had taken a picture from behind and was like, this jackass sat in front of me the whole game and wouldn't take his cowboy hat off. Black cowboy hat,
I
just like
tagged you.
mine. I got no word of a lie about 6 people on Instagram. Like, I know that's not a lot, but like, I don't get that many messages on Instagram DMs, but like 6 people were like, was that you?
Yeah, it was me.
There's Calgary Flames banners on either side.
That's
of
you at the Oilers
his
game.
head.
That is you
I
at
was
the
like,
Oilers game.
it's the Saddle Dome.
Nope.
So I thought that was very funny. But it was that exact moment. Plus, when I wore it to game 2, I was worried about it. Because the only time I've ever gone to a playoff game was, well, no, we went to 2, but we sat in the Loge, which is, we were super lucky to get those tickets, and you don't have anybody behind you. So I never had to worry about it. So I was definitely very well aware of my surroundings.
He was very concerned about the fans around him to make sure their viewing
That is
pleasure
a
was
jet-
not
I just
Cowboy
want everybody to
Cowboy
enjoy
Chris.
it just like I do. My God, we had some fun, AJR. It was good time.
That was a hell of a game.
It
Man,
was.
it a zoo up there.
Yeah, it was packed. And I know it's packed. So, okay, there's a couple things. We know something's gone viral about people wearing jerseys. Ryan Whitney said that an adult man wearing a jersey
Shut up, Ryan.
is lame, stupid, and you should
What a
not do it
dweeb.
if you're over the age of 39 years old.
That's because nobody wears Ryan Whitney jerseys.
He admits that he's taking an L on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Because we walked around that concourse a couple times during each intermission, getting whiskeys, and everybody had a jersey on.
Everybody
There was
did.
2 guys I saw that didn't, and I looked at, they were wearing quarter zips, business attire, and I kind of looked at them like, you guys are out of place. What are you 2 doing? Like, lame.
In the regular season, I think it's like chill if you just like want to rock.
Totally.
something
I
else.
don't
Like,
wear jerseys in the regular
But
season.
if you are, again, I know some people don't pay, like they win company tickets, whatever. But if you're shelling out the money and you're one of the lucky people who gets to be in attendance, you better be cheering your you-know-what off and wearing everything you can to support the team. Like, I don't
tail?
usually have
Cheering
that
your
kind of
tail
thing.
off?
Yeah, cheering your tail off.
What I'll say about the people in section 202 are the people directly around us, great high fivers.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were all locked in on the
We
high
were
fives.
pulled into
Didn't
the,
miss one.
high five
If there was a
party.
camera on us, we would not be on top 10 worst high five lists. It was tight. Every
Strong
single
connection.
one of us had a strong connection with the high fives. Important. It's important. You know how to do a perfect high five, do you not,
Look at the
Bagmo?
elbow.
Stare at the elbow.
Yep.
Never miss.
Never miss.
That is something, yeah. I liked in LA. We weren't high-fiving, we were hugging.
Well, we hugged
during that
after
comeback.
overtime because, like
Yeah.
I said, it was
That's what happens when you drink on the beach all day.
It was an
and then go to the
emotional
game.
roller coaster that game.
Do you ever bat around a tube sock just to kind of pass
Get
time?
it all rolled up. And
Yeah, just bat it around like in
This is actually the time of the day where usually I sleep for 4 consecutive hours.
a window.
Yeah, so this is really.
Do you want to jump out the window and get into that tree right there?
No, I just want to sit on the ledge.
Stare out the
So-
window.
Do you have
I
an
wa-
affinity for mice?
I'm a house cat.
Not here, you won't.
It's kind of going viral that the Edmonton Oilers are selling out the away games and showing the inside of the arena for away games, and like it's a huge big deal.
Yeah,
you see
in a
what
good
they're
way.
doing? You see what? No, in a good way, great way.
yeah.
No, great way. I love it when Edmonton makes the news outside of Edmonton and outside of even Canada
For non-murder
for
relief
shit like
reasons.
this. For the electricity of like our opening when Enter Sandman comes on and the doors open. For the fact that we're selling out away games and
Not when people
everybody
get
in
stuck
there.
in the Talus balls.
Not that.
Nothing wrong with
But
that.
they did that. I saw for the first time ever something cool that they're doing on the ice. They actually have a puck tracker. I've never heard of this before.
Player tracker.
Where the player tracker, where they have like circles on the ice that are moving around as the play. Now, if you're watching the game on a big screen, I highly doubt you're too focused on that. But
I
that's
didn't see it once.
no. Did you even look? Like
Where was it?
it's on the ice
For away games.
for
Jay.
away games.
They had it in LA. They had
I
it
knew
in LA.
that.
For
Yeah.
away
That
games,
I knew.
they've
That
got a
is- sorry.
black circle and a yellow circle for the Kings and the Oilers.
Yeah, they got
And
these guys skating around
and it
the ice
shows you-
representing the players.
it shows
Those
you-
are the players.
Yeah, no, and I was like, that's so unnecessary, but pretty cool. Are you not staring at the big screen if you're there to watch a game?
No, I have Bob and Jack in my headphones, and I just
It's
stare
an
at
added
the ice.
effect. Like at Crypto.com,
Yeah.
they had it like on the screens like up high,
Yeah.
like not the Jumbotron screen. They had that going all game.
There are 3D hologram projectors. Have you ever seen these things? I saw one, and it's like a big whale in a gym. Have you ever seen
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And the whale comes out and splashes, and like the people there look so real. Theoretically, you could show hologram players with a 3D hologram like that.
We're probably not that far.
Do you
away from
remember
the
back to
They're
the
tracking them in real time. I don't think it's that big of a leap because the technology exists.
Do you remember Back to the Future 2 when he's standing there and he just got there and all of a sudden from the front of a storefront, a big shark comes out and then goes right on top of
Yeah.
him and he's like this? Back to the Future was so ahead of their time. Except we
close
still can't
We're
make a
new
pizza.
things.
We still can't make a pizza that's the size of a hockey puck in an oven, be an actual size pizza.
The Pizza Hut logo
in 5
on it?
seconds
That's
with a
pretty
Pizza
dope.
Hut logo on it. I think it was
Put it in a
Domino's.
glass of water and it expands.
Exactly.
Domino's? It's a Pizza Hut.
Or was it? I think it was
Boston
Pizza Hut.
Pizza. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure.
Boston.
Look
It was
that up.
Boston Pizza.
Yeah.
Can we look that up?
How was lunch?
Oh, that Fanalytics menu. It's good.
We went for it.
What? How did I think it was Chris?
Yep. He flew in, correct?
How did he win that?
By watching Oilers Nation every day. Show that goes
flew in?
live every day at noon Mountain Time.
You flew in from Calgary.
But he was coming into town
He
anyway.
was coming down anyways.
But when he put in the
And
GFO live chat early in the day, he goes, flying in for lunch today. I was like, oh boy.
Does this mean we have to drink all day with him now?
Yeah, I was like-
no, you got to show him a good time. You guys had lots of food on your plates.
Sorry, I'd just like to throw it to my colleague over here. What was the brand of the pizza dehydrator in Back to the Future 2?
Boston.
Boston Pizza.
Liar. Pizza Hut. Yeah. That was Domino's son.
But we got the new Fanalytics menu, and we had pizza flights. We did the Appy Trio, the triple play, sorry.
Yeah,
we did the shrimp
pierogi.
bites.
Pierogi. Our pizza flight that I shared with Chris was pierogi, Great White North, and the Italian deli meat.
I know you guys were going in the middle of a week on a Wednesday.
I needed a nap after.
And when I go to Boston Pizza, like I can't say no to a Coors Light out of the Sub-Zero tap with the amount of freezing that they have on their cups. Were you guys able to say no, or did you have a couple?
I had a brewski,
I had
and
to have to.
Christopher had the beer mosa.
Oh, the one that you were selling the other day.
And I fought all my inner demons not to have the Boston Brute
Yes.
because I love it.
It's funny how many people stop JR at a game, at a hockey game,
Oh yeah, man.
to tell him how great, just to be like, I fucking love your shows. Like, I think it's a lot from Owen every day. I think because I watched, like, that thing was popping off that day that I watched it.
Yeah, we have a good amount of people watching it now.
Yeah, it was cool to see. And
It's not just there though. It was happening in LA all
It's
over.
wild.
That's
It's so crazy. That
it's very cool.
It's very surreal.
I'm like, I got a cowboy hat on. Hey, do you not listen to the real life? No, just kidding. I didn't care. I loved it. I was very happy for him.
I'll like
watching
go
that.
piss at an Oilers game, and like as I'm washing my hands, I'll hear like, "Oh, I think that's the Oilers station guy. He's in here right now."
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be like, "It's not stunning to see me here. Like I am an Oilers fan, and this is an Oilers game, and I'm pissing because I'm hammered."
To be fair, the only reason why people were coming up to me was to ask when is Tyler eating cat food. They just thought
There
might
was
have, that's the only that's
There was
they
one.
didn't care about me.
We were coming back from Vancouver after our connecting flight from LA, and we're just standing at the gate, and a guy just goes, "Hey, are you the Oilers Nation guy?" And we turn around, and Tyler's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Cool, man. I haven't slept in 2 days. I just got home from Japan or whatever. I'm just like, even at the airport, at the gate in Vancouver.
Yep.
It's fun. I'm glad people are super engaged. They showed a picture of the hell is it called? Moss pit?
Yeah.
Packed.
But people need to stop throwing beers.
Where are they throwing them?
In the air in celebration.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I don't mind if you crush your can and throw. Maybe not.
No, Waz was saying like at times there are like half full beers and people are like goal and then just lob them to the front of the
I understand the emotional.
Do you remember when we used to fling
Did they not
beer
make
lids
these things expensive enough?
at the old arena and we would wing them and we thought it was the funniest thing? I think about that. I'm like, if I was sitting there and some beer lid with a bunch of foam hit me. But at the time though, you're like, ah.
I know.
So you gotta put yourself in that brain.
Well, the Moss Pit is like the rum jungle of today.
Sure.
Oh, it's
Right,
very
like,
young.
Did you
It
see?
is.
It is very young.
Young and electric.
It's people who want to booze and feel like they're at the game, but it's the generation who can't afford it.
I wish we had it in 06. That's all I was telling Chalmers.
Yeah.
Oh man, if we had this in 06, it would have been so
People would
awesome.
have died.
Well, I don't know about died, but
I don't think it died. That's a little
what do
hyperbolic.
you know about death? You have 9 lives.
That's a good point.
What?
Mospit's cool.
Weird pause.
Well, I didn't know if it was my turn to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me
Moss
ask
Pit
you guys
is
a question.
Wild.
Mospit's great.
4 days between games. Who does that benefit more?
Oh man,
It'd be so hard to come back.
you could like we had it does put the brakes a bit on momentum and gives that period of time for like LA to forget. So it's always kind of scary, but you know it allows Fiala's knee. You could see there was one instance on a face off. I can't remember. I think it was Fogel or someone. Like he kind of leaned on Fiala and he went down at the draw and like kind of gingerly got back up. Gives that guy more time to get healed, but Evander Kane's dealing with something is very evident
He's dealing
right
with two
before the
things.
anthem. He was kind of doing some skate to stretch something out. Well, Rashad tweeted that photo of McDavid, so clearly
What-
Do you see the video of it?
yeah.
What'd Frank say about it?
But he's practicing, so I'm not
Frank
worried.
checked in. McDavid's not hurt. And like, let's
They're
just.
not going to tell us the truth.
Well,
It
they're
could
not
just
gonna
be
tell.
but it could just be a nick. Like it's so like
What are we talking
But,
about here? I
that's
didn't
on
see the
both
video.
Connor was ginger with his knee in practice.
But it could also been just adjusting a shin pad.
Also, remember last year when Draisaitl was hurt and he didn't take a single optional or morning skate and didn't practice for the whole playoffs and Nurse
It's because he had a
couldn't
high
save him?
ankle sprain.
I know, but like Kane's also
And-
not taking a lot of skates. Like,
Yeah. But
if
it's
McDavid was hurt, he wouldn't be taking these skates.
I'm not. I'm just. Hey.
What?
I know you're sensitive about it. Very
Because I
emotional
just-
since you had that cat food.
Jay, I need you to wiggle some yarn at him right now so
we're
he
gonna
calms
cheer him
down.
up.
Jingle your keys for
Wiggle,
me.
wiggle, wiggle.
So it's tough. Like it's tough.
We bitched about the
All
game.
I'm hoping for is that for 4 straight days, Jonas Korpisalo was in his own head.
That's what you hope for because we got there. We got there.
They did not play very well in Game 5. It was very evident that they were still a little bit like worried about the snowball rolling down the hill. The goals that they did score on us were mistakes that we
Avoidable.
made, avoidable little lapses. And I'm not getting down on the Oilers because I thought that was a fantastic game from start to finish.
Don't shit on a
but
playoff
there was,
win.
But no. There was just like if they tighten up those little tiny mistakes that they make, like
2
just,
goals in the first period. The first one was a blown clear.
Yep.
Clean that up. The second one was a
Rebound.
missed assignment on the Kempe goal.
Yep.
Clean that up.
And then the
Clean
third
that
one
up.
was the rebound. The Byfield was
Clean that one
a
up,
big
too.
rebound, and nobody there to clear it. Just a guy out of position. Whatever, man. That stuff happens, but they pounced absolutely on those mistakes.
How about Zach Hyman scoring with his fucking face?
Then getting the
How
high fives.
did he not have more of a mark?
It must have hit him flat because it was it
We're very lucky Bouchard didn't get all of that one.
Yeah,
because that's a broken jaw.
That's a broken
yeah.
jaw for sure.
yeah. Why are you shooting so high?
well, yeah. That's
It was a wobbler though. Like he
Yeah.
just lost it,
And
right?
he's holding his face. It's got to be excruciating, and he skates the length of the bench going,
goal. Tough guy, man.
he's a hockey guy.
Hashtag.
His skin must be leather or something. Like no marks at all.
Well, it had to have hit him flat
Had to.
because like even if it was muffed and it hit like not flat, it would hurt.
These playoffs, no sweeps. Every game, there's been, I think, a third of the games have gone to regulation overtime. If you were betting every game to end in overtime, you'd be up
You'd be up some
big
quanage.
time right
Be
now.
rich.
Probably like 500%.
You know what I did, Chalmers?
But
Remember I told you what my bets were?
yes,
I said it was Oilers to win with Leon 2 points
Yeah.
and Bush over 2.5 shots.
yes.
I fucked up and I bet the under 2.5 shots.
Oh no!
So I won.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because he had no
Oh,
shots.
hey. That's
So that
good.
was nice. So I took all
Well, then
that
it's-
money and I'm putting it on the Leafs to lose.
My big play on game 5 is I was sitting in my seat pregame. The tunes were blasting. I'm sitting there watching warm up. Slightly tuck into my Betway app and dumped a whole bunch on the puck line.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, that was smart. These games are all going over. Like 6.5 was scaring me at the beginning of the game. I know there's a 5.5 option and a 7.5 option. The 6.5 is kind of where I push it a little bit. I like to push it to that 6.5.
Oilers to win and over 5.5 is a beautiful bet.
Very safe. It's plus
It's very
money.
safe. It's plus. It's not a lot.
Juicy enough.
Yeah.
2 games ago, when the Oilers were down 3-0, a certain uncle of ours, a friend of the show, materializes out of the Matrix and texts me, "Just heavy bet the comeback." As they're down 3-0, then they hit it.
Did I tell you what he said to me yesterday?
No.
He goes, if you can get to LA on Saturday, I've got something for you. So then I spent the entire night last night trying to piece flights together and how I could do it. I was even texting Jay. I'm like, well, I guess I could fly to Vegas and I could drive.
Did you look at Santa Ana?
I did. It can't happen. And I'm bummed about it.
Well,
Because I've been to all 5 games so far and I want the streak to stay alive.
Do you remember who we were talking to someone in LA from someone from Edmonton, and they talked to someone to try to find because the flights just went like crazy. Like the minute they know there's a game, the demand for the flights go up, prices go up. There was someone who went Edmonton to Puerto Vallarta to LA.
Oh, yeah. That was an outrageous
Because
flight.
it was cheaper.
Because it was cheap.
That's so stupid.
That's incredible. On the way
Cheapest I
home,
could get was-
on the way home,
that.
do the same flight, but with like a day later. Yeah, he's just eating.
Cheapest in and out I could get was at like $1,800.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's too much.
And it would like I'm guessing the surprise was a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I mean,
I would hope
could have
it
been
was, Chalmers.
Everything else, I never know with him. All of a
You
sudden,
never
he's
know,
just
yeah.
like, I've got a full box of the nicest booze you've ever seen.
You never know when there's
Go
an
pick it
arbitrage
up.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, your classic arbitrage opportunity.
Send him down to LA. There's no ticket, but you have to pick up a bag and bring it back. Like, what the hell? They aren't all winners.
Yeah, I would have loved to do it. It would have been fun in and out, but too much.
I think if you get caught in an airport with a bag full of drugs, if you just say, I didn't know, they'll probably let you go.
Probably.
Yeah, you say I didn't pack this.
I
not
didn't
my
know.
bag.
A guy gave this to me. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Should we ask the poll question of the Portnoy Gretzky? But because there is an advancement to the story now, and that is on our group chat. A friend of ours asked if you polled the majority of Americans and you showed them 2 pictures, would most of them know who Gretzky was or Dave Portnoy?
No, it was who's more well known in the States?
more well-known
do
in the
people know more Americans know Wayne Gretzky or Dave Portnoy?
I think it would be Gretzky because of the older generation of people.
The younger generation, I know. So I don't have an answer for
There's
this.
more old people that would know
Why?
Gretzky than young people who
Yeah,
would
but
know.
why are we talking about this?
Sorry.
Because Dave Portnoy was at a Boston Bruins game in a box, and Wayne Gretzky and Portnoy was like starstruck, dumbfounded by this. Wayne Gretzky went out of his way to come to Portnoy and ask him for a picture.
Okay.
And Portnoy was like, "Oh my God, the great one is asking me for a picture," and nobody believes him though. But he's got like 2 people, so it's just that's how that whole situation. But it's a good question because
You got to think
younger-
people from like 30 to 70 know who Gretzky is. Whereas
Hockey
like,
fans, 30 to 70.
well, he
American hockey fans
hosted- yeah, I think Gretzky's big enough that like having
versus
been in
like
pros-
Because I
American
think about-
NFL fans, American college sports fans, American basketball fans, American baseball fans.
not a lot of old people would know who Portnoy was.
I think about when I was.
But I think he skews so much across all the different sports demographics
that's what I was going to say. When I was
that
in
he
You
would
think he's more famous?
Yes.
in the States than Gretzky, undoubtedly.
when I was in Asia, anybody whoever they knew one name always. It was
Yeah.
always Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
And I
Portnoy.
Yeah, it's true.
and I imagine
Have
that.
you heard of Dave Portnoy? Why do you keep asking me that? You're a cat.
Yeah.
It's because like all the genres that he's in,
Anime,
like
Jesus.
Broadway.
Why? What's wrong with anime?
Nothing.
Oh, you're thinking of
He's just
hentai.
distracted by a bird.
we
You're
found
thinking of
another
hentai.
add it to the list.
Yeah, we'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
Jay and I are building a list of just outrageous things that Tyler
Yeah, his
loves.
humor list, like what actually he's into.
We know
So, like,
piss.
and once in a while, like he'll signal something, we'll pay it to the list, and then he'll go against us, say, "Okay, take it off the list." But it's a running list,
So we've got hentai on
and
the
it's
list.
I say
very,
anime and you hear hentai.
it's
Yeah,
fast.
Anything with tentacles, Tyler's into.
You fucking guys, you get me. You really get me.
So you know what I like
trying
about not
to.
having a game tonight? We can put all
Yeah, you
of
can
our
listen.
energy
Yep.
into the NFL draft.
Yeah, and you can watch what Barstool's doing. Then you can bring that up on Monday, and we can really dive into that.
I watch what everybody's doing. Your M Chuck.
At Barstool.
These ones.
Barstool specifically.
These are
Big
clips
Cat.
that come out. These just happen to be two things that have to do with hockey right now.
Okay.
These accounts I follow keep posting clips of Barstool podcast.
The
It's like when
algorithm.
it's like when I put the Pizza Hut ad into the Boston Pizza read.
Can I share with you a story from game day of Game 4? Or
Do you
Game
follow
5?
ESPN?
I'm talking about something else.
Do you follow ESPN
No, I don't.
at all? You
Nope.
never listen to any of their coverage. You never watch. You don't follow ESPN on any
Little
social
Wayne
media.
didn't listen to any other rap but Little Wayne. Did you know that? They'd be
Yeah.
like, "Have you heard this song?" He's
Tyler
like,
Remchuk's
"Only-"
not Lil Wayne.
Yes, he is.
He's a cat.
Depends who you ask.
He is also a.
Anyways, where are you going with this, Charles?
Barstool's just another sports outlet. What's the difference if I follow them?
Lil Wayne doesn't
Sensei.
listen to other rappers.
Sensei.
So this guy up to date with everything going on in Barstool. Game
And ESPN.
Game 5.
Stay tuned for Monday's Barstool report.
We're about an hour away from puck drop. I'm relaxing. I am just about to go into significant other's parents' hot tub for a little pregame soak. I get a call from Jay. I'm like, oh boy, Jay's calling me this close to game time. This is probably a very important thing. So I'm in my swimsuit. I am like about to go out the door into the hot tub, and I stop. I'm like, okay, I gotta pick this up. Like, hey, just with Chalmers right now, you should make some posts before your show starts to let people know it's on. Yeah.
I stand by it.
Yeah, we do every day. And again, the show starts at the same time every day.
Chalmers
But you
not a
said-
story guy.
Yeah, we are about 100, I think, and 70 episodes into the show, and the show started at the same time on 168 of those days.
Do you know how many things people have to do during the day? When you have kids and you have a family and you have kids sports and you have work and you have the things that you also like to do.
Your Amtrak doesn't know that he's a cat.
You then you tagged me in the
Yeah.
next days, 20 minutes before the show. Do you know when I finally got to Instagram and saw it? 2 hours after the show. What I was saying was if you post that at 7 a.m. and I wake up and I go take my little seat on the toilet and I start scrolling Instagram, I see that. It's now in my head for things I need to do that day. Not 20 minutes before.
that's
You
pretty
misunderstood
sound.
what
You're
I
a
was
cowboy.
saying.
Okay, so and if you go to that post, there's one comment on it, or two. One guy who said he's giving out $5,000 if anyone is interested. In
You
following up on him.
you gotta follow this
I'll
guy.
get
He's
you
giving
out
out
of the
$5,000 to
And
pay
the
off
other one
student
is
loan
me
bills. It's
tagging
amazing.
you
Wow.
as a joke.
Bless.
Yes.
I just thought it was funny how it was like Chalmers, and you use the words "I'm your target demographic,"
But you
which is also
but,
not
okay,
true.
You absorbed the
Yeah.
part and you got defensive about the part that you wanted to absorb. You didn't hear the important part of it. And that was if you do it first thing in the morning, 6:00 a.m., just put it out there. Because of the way that our phones do it, they put what we like as the most important stuff at the very top, regardless if it's 2 hours old, 4 hours old. So when I go on there and I start scrolling and I'm still in my 10-minute waste my time mode before I've got to
Yeah.
get to my day, it's there.
But you're
it's
not
in my head.
You're not chronically online, and the people who are going to consume an online internet show, for the most part, are chronically online.
So
They're-
so those are the only people you want then.
No, they're not the only people I want. But you were like,
So do you want the people that aren't normally online to
I-
come online
yeah.
for your show?
I
I'm
also-
telling you how to do it.
But
and
when
you're basically telling me, don't tell me how to do this.
Do you ever see a dog walking down the street, your Amtrak, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to run up in this tree.
He was so dismissive on the phone of what I was trying
I
to
think
say.
he thought you
no,
were
I wasn't
drunk.
dismissive. I was more confused about why I was getting a phone call about this an hour
was like
before.
I didn't
Fuck
call
you.
you. I just said it. I just said it.
But like
He
do-
was already starting to get dressed because he thought he was going down to Rogers Place.
Don't give your Amtrak
I
notes.
also did for a second. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Jay has tickets for me." So I was a little rattled in the moment too. There was that. Anyways, my point is, when I do the Instagram story 30 minutes before, when people go and refresh their Instagram, Oilers Nation's right there. They click and they go, oh shit, your Armchuck show's starting in 20 minutes. I'm going to watch that.
You are
If I
literally
post
giving
it-
them a 30-minute window to see that.
No, not at all. I'm catching them and then they go, ooh, I want to watch that today. Hell yeah, it starts in like a couple of minutes. I'm in.
But, okay.
On a hard post, someone might see it at 7 a.m. and then they're going to, as you said, go to work. If they don't have access or if they're not like on their phone while they're working, they're going to get
Just because
caught
it's
up.
7 a.m. doesn't mean they're going to show it to people at 7 a.m.
And
I know that. I
want-
kind of said that.
I want the immediate look, and then boom, my call to action, the sticker says watch now, and they go, oh shit, his show's starting right away. I'm going to go open YouTube. Boom, and they're on YouTube. I don't want them to see it at 7 a.m. and I hope they
so
remember
I
in 5
actively,
hours.
like, you're right. During a day, I don't have,
Yeah.
like, I'm not
And
chronically online.
so-
And those things in the morning that I see, I have an idea of what my plan is going to be. And it can be at that time in the morning where something gets inserted into my mind
you'll
that
make
I
a
then want to remember. You know what I mean? And
Maybe.
so then all of a sudden at like 11 o'clock, I've seen the thing. I'm thinking 12:30, middle of lunch. That's when it's going to start. It's in my mind now. 11 o'clock, I think to myself, oh, it's an hour and a half till that show starts. It gives you as yourself a constant reminder. This kind of stuff, it's like the same with a doctor's appointment. You know, you got a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock. You see it in your calendar first thing in the morning. You have timestamps of that all day where you're going to remember that one thing. Right?
Maybe.
And so that's literally all I was, because I stumbled upon it. And I'll tell you how I stumbled upon it. This is quite fun. On one of my son's hockey team chats, one of the mothers posted a link and said, we just watched this in our boardroom. She works for a very big company at like this big meeting, and it was a pump up video, and it was the Oilers Nation pump up video. I just so happened to go to YouTube, click on the link because I had never seen it. It's unbelievable. I thought the song was literally written for the thing. I went on there and I was watching it. Just so happened at 12:35 when the video ended, I went to go to the Oilers Nation and I noticed that it had a red circle around it and it said live, and that's how I got to the show.
yeah.
So a cool way to get to the show, but and at that moment I was thinking, if I would have been just reminded in some way in the window where guys like me absorb social media, which is like first thing in the morning when you still have some ramping up time, I would have known about it. And I very well would have been sitting in my truck at that exact same time, waiting for that exact same people to show up, and I would have logged in. Do you see what I'm saying?
What'd you think of what Frank had to say today?
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I didn't get a fucking alert.
We posted yesterday and today.
Oh, you did? Well, I didn't. Here's the thing. I didn't.
On the main
Like
account?
the point is, Charles, we're targeting people who are on their lunch break. So I want it as close to their lunch break as possible.
Sure.
So the algorithm's throwing it up at the top.
Right.
Or I'm targeting people who are chronically online and want to watch an internet show.
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't know you did the first one, but the one that I'm saying is, I mean, you could just do both.
Good.
You can
and
get
that
us
is
all.
good. And now we are. We have
and-
taken your advice.
Awesome. So I
he's-
thought
and you
Owen
still are watching my show.
I thought the game day show
Target
was only
audience.
game days, so I wasn't actively thinking about that.
Since October, it has been happening every day, which again, and we post about it every day.
I know.
Yeah. Great chat. Anyways,
We
you'll be
got
on
there.
the show Saturday, so please don't forget.
We'll see. No, just kidding. No. I will, and I can, and I'm gonna Instagram it at like 7 a.m.
Can I talk about how annoying it is on Twitter now when you see something pop up, having to like go through your own checks to see if the person's verified? Drives me nuts. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens just got a long-term deal.
Come on.
Rap Sheet calls it a mega deal.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a big deal. That's two huge quarterbacks out like tied up now indefinitely. Do you think that the Jets getting Rodgers had anything to do with this?
I'm going to bet on them to miss the playoffs next year.
How is it?
And if they make the playoffs, I will. No, I'm just kidding.
Cat food. How, like, I don't want to go into a whole football conversation, but Rodgers following
Yes, you do.
Favre's career path
So funny.
is the funniest thing in the world because
He's going to be
they
a Viking.
knowingly didn't get along back in the day. Like when
Oh, yeah.
they, and Rodgers is just, he's done his playbook basically to a T.
Yeah.
Pretty soon he's going to steal money. Anyways, Kate.
All right, we'll get back to hockey
Yeah.
in just
Allegedly.
a second, but we're going to step aside for a quick ad. And we also need to tell you about our friends at South Island Pie Company. We went for lunch the other day with Christopher Palmer. He's up from Calgary, and he specifically said, while I'm in town, I need to go to South Island Pie Company. He's going to use the promo code, obviously.
Where are our pies, by the way? Our smoked salmon pies.
That's a good question.
Jamie came and dropped some off for us. I want that
They're
today.
here?
Yeah, I want one today.
Oh, they actually have been here. Oh, okay.
Does
Well, fine.
Jamie? Does he change up the menu a lot? Like these,
He,
I've
he
never
does
heard of
limited.
these.
He does a limited edition ones to
Yeah.
kind of test to see.
Because on their Instagram today, they're teasing something.
Ooh,
I don't know what it is. It's just peeking out of the wrapper, you know? Could be anything.
Shout
Possibilities around
out
those.
to South Island Pico. Promo code Nation20 gets you 20% off. Also, you mentioned amount of people stopping. Jay, how many? You know how people show up to game with like hard hats or like different outfits. You almost always see an Oilers Nation sticker on there too, which I always like.
Oh yeah. That's
lot-
good real estate.
Yeah, or a lot of people who pair the Nation gear hat with the jersey. I think that's always a good look.
A lot of Game 5, I was noticing a ton of Nation hats.
We were giving out a bunch of stickers while we were in LA. If you're listening to this and you're in Edmonton and you're like, I want to get an Oilers Nation sticker, Oodle Noodle.
We gotcha.
Get dinner before the game. Get a sticker to rock while you watch.
Street Team also has some playoff stickers as well, so go find them. They're kicking around the Moss Pit in Ford Hall on game days.
You wouldn't want any Oodle Noodle, though, here, Chuck. It's not for cats.
I bet you a cat would eat Oodle Noodle.
He would like. Well,
of course they would.
When I tweeted the
Butter
type,
chicken? Cat eat that.
when I tweeted
That's
the
kinda
type
like
of cat food I was eating, some people were like, "Oh, my cat wouldn't eat that. That's so gross. Like that kind sucks." Blah blah blah. And it's like you do know your cat would eat out of the sewer.
You know,
right?
if you died and then no one came to find you within 48 hours,
Your
chances are
cat is going to
will
eat you.
Eat your eyeballs. That's what they eat first.
Yeah.
Your
Cats
eyes.
literally rip shit apart and just leave it on the
They
sidewalk.
will eat your eyes. Why would you want a cat?
Well, I had a cat
You're
growing
fine.
up.
Well, yeah.
Do we want to stay away from talking about other playoff series right now, or
Not at all. What do you want to? What's catching your
just
attention?
catching my eye is Florida and Boston? Obviously, that's
How about Allmark last night
Buddy.
in OT?
Oh man,
Wah, wah.
is he had a rough go? This I've heard
Not
some criticism
really.
of him.
The interesting part is like they have this real good backup, right? Like Jeremy Swayman's legit, but Allmark's like he had one of the best save percentages in NHL history this year. He's still at a 912, 279. Like he's fine.
That should be good enough to beat the Panthers.
that would just be an all-time letdown.
It was just like-
for a team to have a historic regular season and go out in the first round.
For a guy who can move the puck like him, it was a really surprising error in OT.
Yeah,
He just whiffed on it.
That's like if Florida pulls off the. Granted, they have to win 2 games to do it, so the likelihood is very
the Panthers
low.
fans must be
But,
just
like,
loving it after his act.
That flips the world upside down a bit.
Sure. Well, that's why I find interesting about like, can Tampa do what Florida did tonight in Toronto?
I think Tampa wins tonight.
So I've been betting on this series. This is the only other series that I'm betting on as much as the Oilers one. What do we think tonight? Because I'm at a loss.
I made a good bet on game 2 for the Leafs to win, thinking they would, and thankfully they did. I think tonight Tampa wins. Tampa's going to make a series.
I think with Tampa right now,
Vasilevsky has had now a few rough games. At some point, he's going to go and steal them.
I know this is maybe like a little cliche and not totally rooted in fact, but I just think they might be out of gas. I think they're banged up. I think it takes a lot out of you to go on the runs that they have over the last like 3-4 years. I just think at some point it's like they might go down early tonight and be like, fuck, we
we
can't.
just don't have it in us
We
anymore.
don't have it in us. At some point, the Leafs are due to have something break their way.
100%. I still think the Leafs have a really good chance of winning this series, but I think Tampa wins tonight. I think to fully break the hex, the curse of the goat, or Bill Barocco, or whatever the curse is,
You're
they're
gonna
trying to
blow this series.
They've
lead?
got like 8 curses.
No. They have to win in Game 7 in overtime.
You don't think coming
That's what
back
they
from
have to
4-1 was a
That's
really
what they
good
have
start?
to do. What's that?
You don't think them coming back from 4-1 was like,
They're showing signs.
I don't know, that was
If
a...
they win Game 7 overtime, they've properly destroyed the curse.
Do you guys have any teams that are like kind of you're watching
No. What?
that you kind of like?
Nope.
I don't know, the Devils. I like the fight in the Devils. I like the fact that they're...
So are they up?
taking it
Are they
to-
up now in the series? Or
Yeah,
tied?
3-2.
So they've
Oh,
won
no, wait,
unanswered.
2-2.
Oh, it's 2-2.
2-2.
Game 5's tonight.
So the home team is lost at home
Every time.
Well, every game.
time, which
It's
is
a road
interesting.
series. Yeah.
I guess that's
I've been watching
interesting.
that Kraken series because like that one, it's
That's
hard not to root for the Kraken a little bit.
Fuck them too.
I know.
Well, but would you rather play Colorado or the Kraken?
Colorado, I was watching that game last night too, and Colorado doesn't look like Colorado.
No, they don't. And Seattle's got like a good structure to them, and they keep them to the outside. It's like it's really been interesting to watch the way that's played out. But
With their goaltending.
Well, like Grubauer was just like, I forgot I'm actually good.
Revenge
He was
series.
terrible for like
That's
2
true.
years. It's not even like he had like a bad half of the season or something. Like straight up terrible for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And I just figured it out.
So we don't think. I just there's a part of me that after that last game, I feel because right when we came back from our big win, right, like our coming down 4-1 and winning 5-4 in overtime, when the Oilers did it, the next game, Kings looked devastated, right? Like they couldn't get anything. And there's a part of me that is leaning towards thinking that Toronto's going to come out and just absolutely kill him tonight. Like that it's going to be like 5-1. Tampa was never in it. Like Tyler said, getting down a couple, getting down 3 and just going, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Let's go golf. Golf courses are open.
I'm on tonight.
You know, it's definitely an angle to consider, but they're also just like these guys are winners. Like
Yeah.
Vegas likes them almost as much as they like Vegas.
They got that dog in them.
As much as they like the Knights to win it tonight and just to end the season.
Yeah, well, Vegas has a good chance.
Speaking of Betway and wagering, how heavy are you guys going? Like, are you really, really confident the Oilers are closing this out? And in what kind
Always.
of fashion? Like, is it going to be another like 6-3 drubbing where the Kings just
going
go,
heavy
we got
money line.
nothing?
I'm probably thinking it's overtime.
Heavy money line.
Oh my God! Can you imagine
Every game in LA's gone overtime.
Can you imagine jam-packed Greta with the Oilers eliminate them with an OT goal? Oh my God!
What I don't want again is the feeling that we had in Greta when we lost. It is. I've never seen a place go from like we're all high. We're all like no. Sorry. We're all on a high. We're not high. We're all on a high.
Well,
we're all
it's
having a
legal
good
now, Jonas.
time.
It's
To
legal.
all of a sudden, that game ends and just
There's a shit on
someone
the floor.
sucked the air out of that room, and it was brutal.
Yep.
I do not want to feel that again. But we might. I don't know. I'm
like that.
definitely betting heavy Oilers. I've been betting heavy Oilers.
Keep shooting at Corpusalo from that left circle all night.
Yeah.
Upstairs over and over and over again.
3 of their last however many goals have been that spot.
Chase him out of that net.
Guy sleeps in a coffin. Get him the fuck out of this series.
Oh, does he ever?
I think this next game is going to be the one when I always look at those like those 3, like the plus 300, the 3.0 odds of like the Oilers, the over, and McDavid with 2 points. It's always around the 3-1. But I just haven't been able I just haven't done it. I don't know why, but I think this is the one.
Let me inspire you.
Yes.
For game 6, Woody is going to have Leon and Connor together. Now
With Kane again?
Now that old Big Jugs is moving up into the top 6 and performing.
I love it.
Yeah.
We looked at each other when they were announcing the starting lineup. We looked at each other like, what are they doing? But then
And the guy comes out with 2 goals.
it was great.
Can we talk about the coach that Jay Woodcroft is too? I think Hyman nicknamed him the Puppet Master. But like you make that move to go to Campbell and it pays off like crazy. Then you go back to Stu and it worked. And then you put McDavid and Draisaitl together and they score. And then you put Bukestad in the top 6 and he does unreal. And LA's got this 1-3-1 that you're now just picking apart. Like it's not even close. The Oilers get through that thing like butter
It's
every
very
single
funny
time.
now how the Oilers have adjusted to that 1-3-1 because they just hang back. Everybody flies up almost in a flying V.
D-man from like that short side goes to the far red line. They make one pass, 2 forwards coming in the other way. Sean Bell explained this all to me beautifully. They dump it in. First forechecker on the D-man getting the puck. Second forechecker doesn't even think about that, just goes right to the other D-man, and they force a scrum and get the puck back. It's like unbelievable. And what I kind of got a chuckle out of, and this got a lot of views on our YouTube because Waz posted a clip about it, but like it's kind of rewarding to watch Todd McClellan do exactly what he did here, where he just can't adjust. He's got no second.
Because Woody
move.
helped write his playbook.
Some people will understand what I'm about to say, and some might not. But I don't think Woodcroft is going to get the why is adulation the only word?
He'll never get
that because of Leon and it was the same thing I used to think about with when LeBron James and D Wade were together, and their coach was Spoelstra, and he was almost just kind of like a figure. Like to people on the outside, they kind of looked at him like, you don't really have to coach this team. You've got the 2 best players in the league right now, and Chris Bosh at that time. And then all of a sudden it comes out like that Spoelstra is just a mad genius, mad scientist behind the scenes, right? I'm seeing that like I can see that future for Woodcroft where nobody's going to appreciate it while it's happening.
Yeah.
But then after, it's going to come out that like this guy in the video room was sitting there and relentlessly working when he sees these different looks from teams. Because when we put the puck back on our power play to Connor McDavid and he starts to roll in, they try to stop it. Teams started to do, like teams obviously, monkey see, monkey do. They were doing it. They figured out a way. The Oilers figured out a way to stop it from happening to the point where I would be like, why is our forward not going? Oh, I get it.
It's actually like watching again some of these other series because this is the time of year where I watch more hockey than of like other teams than ever, right?
Yeah.
Watching other teams' power plays is hilarious because they're like so clearly a step below. Like there's times they just won't even be able to get into the zone, and like when they're in the zone, they're like throwing pucks. It's like a wrist shot from the top of the circles. They're just like putting pucks on net, and you're like, good Lord.
54% right now. The next best team is 44% on the power play right now.
And that's the
In the
Jets,
playoffs.
and even that's like crazy because they just haven't had a lot of opportunities.
They've lost their quarterback.
At the end of a playoff run, what does the best playoff percentage look like? I don't know this answer.
Gregor said it yesterday on his show, and I'm trying to
Probably
remember
in
the
the
exact
30s.
number. It was something around 50,
For the
really?
whole playoffs.
just for one series.
Oh, for one series,
For
yeah.
one
Yeah,
series.
for one series.
Well, we could maintain. Like, oh wow. Yep. Power play.
Everything.
The thing that the Oilers need to do on Saturday is exactly what they did in Game 5, which was ignore. Well, that yes, obviously, but ignore the nonsense.
How
They did a
Yeah,
really
they did.
good job of
Great
ignoring
job
the
of it.
nonsense on.
They
in
tried.
Game 5.
They're trying to kind of poke and prod. Them.
Fiala on the all diving team all over the place.
Kleen was very responsible, which he can sometimes go off very
Kane,
easily.
same thing.
Kane was good. Finished our checks. Like we didn't deter away from the physical game. It's just we can't get goaded into that stuff.
and the Kings, Dursey gave a nice run at Fogle.
How was that not 5?
I don't know. And then after that one whistle, Deneau was like reaching around the linesman to give shots. And I think it was Fogle as well. And the Kings were running around a little bit. They had some guys looking for trouble. And Woody puts out 5 players who have not taken a single shift together all season at 5-on-5. Kane, Bukestad, Costin, Vinny, and Nurse. And he says, yeah, that's enough of this bullshit. There you go.
Yeah.
And it just, like, the Kings, like, retreated back when the Oilers won the draw. They're like, yeah, no, we're good. And
they're-
Klim was even running around a little bit, and LA wanted nothing to do with them. They're
There's-
fake tough guys. They all are.
There's
Deneau's
been a
fake tough
bunch
guy.
of hits this playoffs, like Braden Point getting slammed from behind. That one against Fogle, that just when you see them, your body just cringes. And
Fogel's body had a rough night in Game 5.
yeah,
He
big
got
time.
lit up by Doughty. The hit from behind. that was a tough night.
Those
Little
3 foot away from the boards from behind are just, they've got to fucking exit the
one
game.
on Bouchard.
I can't stand it.
And Gregor makes this point a lot, so I'll give him like full credit for this. Like the league showed their plan for how to get rid of stuff they don't like, right? Remember when headshots? It's like Matt Cook and all those guys in the playoffs were just running around chicken winging everybody. And the league was like, all right, 20 games for you. You're getting 8 games for it. And the next couple of years, they suspended it like crazy. And now you see, I think we've had one so far this playoffs, is bunting.
Yep.
Like the headshots are gone. Even in the regular season, headshots are largely out of the game.
Well,
It-
Foligno's was an interesting one.
His was a knee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was like
I'm just saying if the
Yeah.
league if the
Yeah,
league
yeah,
took the Kempe hit on Bouchard and even the McDavid one on Mikey Anderson from late in the regular season, although at least McDavid guided him in upright. But if they looked at those and were like, you're getting 5+ every time you do it, they'd be gone in 18 months.
Yeah,
Remember our
They just
Uber
don't want
driver thought McDavid should be suspended for the rest of time.
Oh man, we had an Uber driver in LA, diehard Kings fan, sells multi-million-dollar real estate.
Also drives an Uber.
cannot understand.
Yeah, couldn't
Can't-
understand himself.
Can't realize why he drives Uber, even though he's it was.
Yeah, but
so
he was
interesting.
like, yeah, I got a 5,000 square foot house out on the beach. I'm trying to sell right now. I don't even know why I'm driving you guys. He would keep saying that.
yeah, I'm like, this is very weird.
Yeah. He said
I'm
he
starting
was.
to doubt his real estate
He's,
stories.
Can't wait. But he also said he was the longest standing Kings season ticket holder ever.
His parents were.
Oh, sorry, his parents were.
Yeah.
And he grew up.
Terry Sawchuk was his neighbor.
Yeah.
Or something. Or,
Yeah, Terry Sawchuk.
Yeah. He knew his Kings hockey though. Like
Oh,
he wasn't
yeah.
down there. And he said McDavid should be suspended forever for that. hit on that.
because of that Freddie Anderson hit.
And, you know, when you're in someone's Uber, you don't really want to get into a disagreement with them.
No,
You don't want to be like, listen, man,
you're in their territory.
You're an idiot. Yep.
I forgot to turn on the less conversation function.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
on
was
me.
all conversation, that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing my Ekholm jersey, so it did obviously make it very noticeable that we were Oilers fans.
Yeah.
So look into the future. You think that we will find out tonight after the game, that overnight they will decide when Saturday's game is the time
I think
for
early
it?
tomorrow morning.
Has to be 8 o'clock.
Well,
Yep.
I'm excited.
I would agree. I think Greta would agree.
I'm ready for a shift no matter what happens.
I'm giving it my best regardless.
do you know
of
what I
start
started
time.
drinking at Greta for the first time in a long time? Vodka Red Bulls.
Oh my God.
I haven't had a vodka sugar-free Red Bull in like 5-6 years. And my buddy, who used to drink it with me a lot, looked at me and was just like, should we get a couple? And I was like, well, you know what? I don't have a good reason to say no. So yes. Well, what I found out was these days you can get 3 vodkas with 1 Red Bull. I think we're making them stiffer these days, but you used to get 2. So we had to have 3, but then she accidentally brought us an extra can. So we
you
just
gotta
got 3 more.
Of course.
So we had 6 each. It was a lot to handle. Yeah, my BPP was high that night too. It's been high for every of these games. My body is aching.
You wouldn't even tell me the other day.
What, at Greta?
No,
No,
at
game
the
5.
hockey game. You were probably what, 2 or 3?
2, 3. I think I was 3. See, they happen at interesting times, right? As
Yeah.
Jay can attest.
Commercial break, drink purchaser.
Yeah,
I
it's
learned.
genius. Like,
You didn't miss a beat of hockey.
no, miss one small, maybe, no, not really. Go take a pee, get a couple drinks, do it quickly, and then just laugh at everybody that's trying to do it during the intermission as you're walking around with a couple freshies.
It's impossible in the upper bowl to like get a beer and take a leak
Oh, yeah.
in the intermission.
That's
Like,
why I like they have this
the
one
lineup was
whiskey stand
insane.
that only sells whiskey sours, a Canadian Mule, and then one other drink, but they will pour you a Ryan Coke. And the line is usually like 3 people long.
Hole in the Matrix.
Yep. And it's right by JR section.
It's that
Oh, you
Gretzky
already
whiskey,
said it.
right?
But,
You already said the section 202.
oh, yeah. Well, now people can come find you.
Well, you already said it though.
Well, I know.
So it's all good. It's out there.
No, I just forgot what I was going to say.
That's the
Anyways,
Gretzky
that's probably
whiskey,
a good
right,
time
Thomas?
to. What's that?
No.
The Gretzky whiskey? No, I thought I saw.
No, it's
What's it
called?
called?
Mountain Peak or something.
yeah, it's
Mountain
something, yeah.
Blind or
saw
Mountain.
Gretzky on whatever.
No.
Jerry Springer died today. And the reason I wanted to
heard.
ask that is I was reading an article about him.
Pioneer.
How many episodes of that show do you think there were?
Oh, jeez.
I'll guess
3,500.
I'd guess 5-10.
One a day, I'm going to say, not counting weekends.
20 years.
27 years he was.
Oh, man, I was not going to
I
guess
should
that
have
much.
went longer, but I'll
6,000.
I'll stand by it.
He's over 4,000 episodes of that show.
That means there was like 3 fights an episode, 5 fights an 25,000 fights?
Yeah.
He used to be the mayor of Cincinnati, and do you know why he was no longer the mayor of Cincinnati? I think he gave a personal check to a hooker,
Yes, he did.
He actually used to be the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
but then he gave a check from Jerry Springer to hooker regarding sex
Yep.
Regarding.
from the mayor's office.
Do you think he actually wrote that in the memos, the memo line?
This is why he was booted out of office. Think about the scandals in the 80s. The best.
I think it was for the best knowing his career. Jerry. Everybody knows that.
Everybody.
Everybody.
When you were homesick from school,
yeah.
it was The Price is Right and Jerry Springer.
My favorite is an episode 3,387 when the 2 people started to fight. He always still looked disappointed and shocked that they were doing it. And you were like, Jerry, you brought these 2 people out here for one reason and one reason alone.
His
to fight.
bodyguard got his own show because
And
he was
then-
so popular for
yeah.
breaking up people fighting.
And then you're going to bring the 3rd person involved in this because you
Wilkos.
want to see 3 people fight. Like, let's stop looking so shocked about it and disappointed that this is what it is. Steve Wilkos.
Yeah.
That was the show.
That was a show, Steve Wilkos. And
Yeah.
he would still run on stage and break up fights, but he was the host. Everyone's like, yeah.
When you were sick from school, you watched Price is Right. At least me. I watched Price is Right. And then I had an afternoon, and it was Jerry Springer.
yeah.
I feel like I heard someone else say that before.
What?
that's what they do when they were homesick.
Price is Right. Oh, favorite hour of TV.
Yeah.
That's
He
back when
literally
Bob.
didn't hear it.
That's back when Bob.
Oh, you were zoned the hell out. You know, like 90 seconds ago, Bag Milk said, "Man, when you were homesick from school, you watched
the
Price is
exact
Right
same
and
thing.
Jerry Springer."
I was just listening, going, you know what I'm going to do is tell him how I used to watch this shit when I was
Been a
homesick.
long week. 5 games. Oh, hey,
Hey,
His inner ear fluid
guess
is
what?
rye.
Guess what's happening tomorrow? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Jerry Springer rerun?
it's
PD
the day.
day.
It's the day before.
Bing, bing,
oh,
bing, bing, bing. PD Day. We went a whole week without one. Proud of you, Empty Public School Board. A whole week without a PD Day, but we're right back to it.
If you ran for like school board trustee with like the model of
Kids don't
more
vote.
kids in school,
And that hat on.
Year-long school,
Yeah.
0 PD days.
6
I
days a week.
just here's
actually a teacher would
here's-
probably like put out a hit on you and take you
me
out,
and
yeah.
my wife are in a extremely fortunate position to be able to have the flexibility to have our kids home from school, but there's a lot of people that cannot. And a Friday PD Day and the amount of them, it's a lot. I just have to say it. We feel it sometimes and we're just like, and so I could just imagine what some people have to go through with all these PD days. But
We only had like 2 a year, didn't we?
dude,
Maybe
I'm telling
3,
you.
maybe.
Here's the thing, and I keep every time I bring this up, I think about this, and that is, there is stuff that the teachers do on professional development days. They go to work. They
get drunk
do
as hell.
work.
First
I
of all.
know this.
Teachers
I
convention.
know that they do work that day.
Yep.
I just need to know why this extra work that's needed for a professional development day, why there is just so many more.
Isn't there like
Maybe they
2
could just
spring
do-
breaks now? Like a
Because I'm
fall
telling you
and
one thing, right now my kids are learning about the tennis court oath, and that's the same damn thing I learned about 30 years ago. So it's not like they're changing the curriculum a whole time.
Chalmers, what's happened is the student or the school board negotiators have gotten too good in the union. So every time they go back to do a new collective bargaining agreement, they're like, oh, 2 more PD days, motherfucker. And they've been back to the well 10 times.
Somebody send me a chart of school starting at the beginning of September and ending at the end of June every year for the last 30 years.
How many school days?
And show me the amount of professional development days and when it started to become so much more, because we did not have this.
I swear we had like 2 or 3
tops.
And usually
then
they
we
would
had the
be like,
2-day teacher
An early
convention.
dismissal was like 2:15 every like third Thursday, not every fucking
And that was
day.
that was a Catholic
One day a week
school
they
thing.
leave at noon.
Yeah, Catholic schools early Thursday.
I
If
feel like
you're-
I remember PD days maybe once a quarter.
Yeah, there wasn't many.
Maybe.
And don't they also now do a fall break?
oh yeah.
So it's like there's 2 spring breaks.
Oh yeah.
But I could also
Christmas
remember
breaks like 3 weeks.
sitting in the
should be a
library at junior high, Chalmers, across from the staff room, and the cigarette smoke wafting across the hall.
You can smoke in the school.
I can recall as a child being old enough that they could still smoke in schools.
and now they're
Gangsta.
just juuling.
Man,
R.I.P.
I
Juul.
forgot. Like in the States, Juul's still a thing because we went to the gas station and they're just selling Juul like crazy. I'm like, oh shit.
All right. Well, hope you all enjoyed that PD conversation for the 4th time in the last month. Probably gets better every
Chalmers,
single time we do it.
you ever watch Price is Right when you were sick?
It wasn't a conversation about PD days.
And then
It was
what
me
happened?
bringing up. If I don't consistently timestamp it, people won't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They'll think
consistent
I just
messaging.
like to bitch about
No one
random
understands
things.
what you're saying.
I know.
All right. We hope to see everyone at Greta on Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, Chris Chalmers. And
We're
Saturday.
Gil Romperchuck.
Not a must win.
Well,
It's tempting.
It's closing day.
I'll get back to you on that, actually. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.